In some places of the world, Gothic is already being opened, and other places might not get what they want for Christmas.
Welcome to Cardboard Guide. This is going to be a bit of a different video. We're going to sit down and discuss the delays, but also the current situation with Gothic being opened in some places. I'm Sophie and this is Jens, and hopefully you'll stick around for the discussion.
The current situation with Gothic right now is that in some places of the world, Gothic is already being opened, and that is of course before the street date, which is kind of a bummer. What is also a bummer is that Gothic might just be delayed in Europe, Brazil and Australia. And of course this is not the first delay we have seen with Sorcery, so that is very, very disappointing.
Right now, Gothic is being opened among other places on Whatnot, but also on several Discord channels. There has been multiple box openings. The precons were spoiled, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago. And of course, the situation is that a lot of these people got their boxes prior to the street date, which was supposed to be release date December 5th. And currently it is November the 30th. So at least over a week in advance, some people got a hold of their boxes. And I get the whole point of, if you get your boxes, you want to see it, you want to open it. And also, of course, you can share it. But there has been a message from the Sorcery team asking in the official Discord at least that people please not post any spoilers because it isn't supposed to be out yet. We're just briefly going to be talking about that. We have decided we will not be covering any spoilers that are not official. You as a viewer might see that we are not discussing a lot of the cards that are up right now, but hopefully you will also appreciate that we're going to wait and respect and honor the street date and then make some really in-depth videos when all of the cards are available to us as the company had intended.
Yes, and of course that is very hard because we are just as excited as you guys out there, and of course we also want to see the new cards. And that is also sort of a dodging game because you need to not be on social media if you want to avoid all the spoilers, and that is hard when you are sort of engaged with social media. So if you are lucky enough to be opening Gothic right now, you are one lucky bastard. But we also encourage you very highly to maybe not spoil it everywhere you can. Don't put it on Facebook, don't put it on Discord, put a spoiler warning on them, try to blur the images, and maybe just try to keep it in a sort of spoiler channel so people that do not want to have everything spoiled before they get product in hand are actually able to enjoy the product in their own time.
And we know that this is of course also a really difficult thing to do because technically we could just jump off social media at least for a week. But in reality, this is actually not really feasible. First of all, we do run our own Discord, and we can't exactly dodge that for a couple of weeks. And also because it might not be just a couple of weeks. As recently as early this morning, we got some news that in Europe, at least, we are looking at perhaps waiting until the 19th of December. So not just a week as initially mentioned and messaged by the Sorcery team, but probably well into December. And due to the holidays and the placement of the holidays, at least here in the Nordic countries, we might in fact have a situation where most of us aren't able to retrieve packages or get packages until maybe very late December or even worst case scenario in January. And that is a bit of a bummer, but also not really feasible to stay off social media for that long.
So to abstain from social media completely might be very difficult. What might also be very difficult is of course holding pre-release events or release events with Gothic because in Europe we do not have any product. And we all know that a very big tournament is coming up, and that is of course Siege at the Core 2. And having a big tournament, having it moved to fit the release date of Gothic, only to not have Gothic, yikes. But luckily we have seen the Sorcery community really pulling together here because Team Covenant reached out to the members of Siege at the Core very quickly and said, if you need product, we are going to help you out. So luckily right now it seems that Siege at the Core is going to proceed as planned. So thank you to Team Covenant. Also thank you to our personal hero, our personal sponsor also on this channel, Cofall Heroes. He reached out to us and said, I can send you packages, and if we are in luck, we might get them on December 5th. So he just saved our Christmas, and he also saved our Danish community around us because they also ordered boxes. So we made a big joint order, and hopefully we are going to celebrate the release of Gothic on December 5th all together with a huge sealed event. Fingers crossed.
But of course, the ideal situation would have been to have Gothic available locally, so we could host this release event as planned. But unfortunately, it seems that it is very difficult to get product into Europe, maybe also Australia. I mean, Brazil makes a bit of sense. It's a very new addition to the realm. But I do believe that we need to see some improvement, and hopefully by the next set, because Europe constantly being behind on releases really is impacting the entire community negatively. Of course, people are frustrated and also disappointed not to be enjoying in the global release of Gothic, but also because, for instance, we had a new little Learn to Play yesterday in our local game store, and we were talking about Gothic, and we were talking about there being an event for it, a release event, but not being able to actually confirm whether or not we would have product to do this release event. So it's not a great look if we're trying to get new players to join and to play and enjoy Sorcery, that we can't really say for certain whether or not we're going to have anything on release. And also it makes it really difficult to plan for releases, and release events might just in fact have to be pushed here in Europe to make sure that we actually do have product. And especially for a big event like Siege at the Core that already moved their weekend from this weekend to the weekend that Gothic is supposed to release, and then still having the uncertainty of not knowing whether or not they can actually present their participants with the planned events, such as the Friday full box sealed with Gothic. It feels frustrating, and we really do hope that hopefully the Sorcery team can make some improvements. They can have a look at the supply chain, do something, even though we are aware there might be things outside their control. There might be something they can do and look at to make sure that we do in fact get to participate together with the rest of the Sorcery community here in Europe.
We as European content creators are of course kind of frustrated, and it is kind of sad to see so much very nice product being opened without being able to also join in all the fun. You might also have noticed the sort of unusual background we're having today, and that's because this was sort of an impromptu video, because we just wanted to comment on the delays. We wanted to comment on the community aspect, because a lot of people have been reaching out to us saying, do you know anything? Do you know anything about Gothic? How are you feeling about this? And just like all of you out there, we are also just big fans of Sorcery, and of course looking very much forward to Gothic. And therefore, as Europeans and fans of Sorcery, it is frustrating to see another delay.
We also wanted to just comment on the Gothic openings, as it's something that's really hot topic in the community right now, and also sharing our opinion of why we won't be looking at any of those spoilers, and we will be honoring the street date. But what we will be doing from the 1st of December, which is tomorrow, Monday morning,
drum roll,
we will be hosting an advent calendar with Arthurian Legends. It has 24 packs, which makes it perfect, especially here in Denmark, where Christmas is on December 24th. So we will be opening a pack each and every day and showing it to you as a short here on the channel. And we hope that you will be watching it, and also check out our entire Gothic countdown, which is also under the shorts playlist that you can find here on the channel.
And fingers crossed for a foil Ring of Morrigan. And with that, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next video.